Hello and welcome on board Explora I by Explora Journeys. I'm Lee from the marketing department at the cruise line, and I've been lucky enough to join Explora today for a short preview sailing to Copenhagen from Portsmouth in the UK, and I can't wait to share some of my thoughts with you since boarding the ship. So when we first arrived at the port, we had to go through the normal embarkation process, but being a preview cruise, this had been done at a quite short notice, so I'm not sure this is kind of representative of the experience you may get, but we didn't find out our cabin number or any kind of boarding information until a little bit later, but once we arrived at the port, everything was absolutely seamless. We were seen and asked to wait briefly because we had arrived early, where we were given some refreshments, and then shortly later we were taken downstairs where we could start the boarding process. They had a brand new system, so the assistant checking us in was very clear to point out that it was a new system and he was just getting used to it and that we should give him some time. But I would say it took no more than 7 or 8 minutes for him to go through all of our information, check our passport details, and then to get us ready to get on board. After we'd gone through that process and we'd been allocated our suite and got our room keys, we were taken through security and then on the bus, and the bus was literally about a minute and a half to get to the ship. I think it's just a nice convenience to be able to jump on the bus, but I'm sure we could have walked it if we'd needed to. Once we got on the ship, we boarded on deck 4, and it was super quick because we'd done everything on the shore. When we got to the side of the ship, we literally scanned our key and we were good to go. We found out when we got our suite number that instead of the Premier Penthouse that we thought we'd been allocated, we actually had a Grand Penthouse, which is perfect for us because me and my wife are travelling with a 2-year-old, and the difference between the Grand Penthouse and the Premier Penthouse is that this one has a bath. I'll be doing a suite tour later on, so stay tuned for that, and I'll also be doing some of the other suites that are on board the ship. So after spending maybe 24 hours on board, I think some of my first impressions were everything has been working kind of seamlessly. Everyone seems organised. The ship is super elegant, definitely ultra luxury. I think with a new cruise line like this, you think to yourself, you see all the artist impressions and you see all the press material and you hear from people like us saying, hey, this product's going to be really, really great. But until it actually arrives, it's only a theory. And stepping on board today, I can confirm that it is absolutely everything that you've been told. So Explora I is the first of 6 new ships for Explora Journeys that will be coming over the next few years. There's 6 ships in total, and the only difference is going to be between them that the final 2 ships, Explora I and Explora VI, will be 19 metres longer, but this won't mean that there are more passengers on board. It's very important that they want to keep that space ratio on board, and actually it's going to be increased there where the suites will become larger rather than having more people on board. If there's anything you'd like to know about Explora Journeys and you'd like me to find out while I'm on board, please drop a comment below and I will do my best to find out anything that I can. But stay tuned because I will do a full review when I get off and I've been able to experience everything in its entirety. We won't get to all of the dining options because the number of dining options are only on for 3 nights. So I believe the first night we're going to be dining in the Med Club. The second night we'll be experiencing Asian cuisine in Sakura. And then the third night, I believe we're going to be eating in the Emporium Marketplace, which is, I suppose, as close to this ship comes to having a buffet. It's not really a buffet because every station is preparing its food individually, but it is an area where there are multiple stations doing multiple food, so it's really a place where you're always going to find something to eat, whether that's in the morning, for lunch, or for dinner. And I think it's going to be especially good for us with a 2-year-old because she can be fussy, and maybe one of the more focused restaurants may be harder to find her a dish, but that's definitely something that I'm looking forward to finding out, and we'll let you know in a future video. If you like first impression videos like this or want us to do something different when we first get on board, let us know in the comments and we'll do the best we can to do that. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and I'll see you in another video soon.